And we just want to get into like kind of what went over the weekend. I think one of the biggest storylines over the weekend was Jameis Winston, obviously being announced for the Saints. There was a competition, and just kind of get into it. I'm gonna let Julian go off first on his thoughts
Okay.
on Jameis Winston winning his spot for the New Orleans Saints.
Yes.
How do you feel?
So I believe, gosh, was it today or yesterday? I think it was yesterday. He just got announced as the starter after seeing him perform honestly pretty well Monday night against the Jags. Uh, yeah, I had a feeling coming into this preseason that he was going to win it. I just don't believe in Taysom Hill. I know Gabe's a huge Taysom Hill fan. He's got his jersey and everything. Diehard fan.
My favorite player.
Diehard fan.
The man just, he doesn't really know how to read defenses. He's a great athlete, but I just don't think he's a great thrower of the football. Jameis Winston's just way more talented, especially when it comes to like deep balls and kind of what New Orleans is used to. I think he fits that role and like replacing Drew Brees a lot more. And I think Taysom Hill is just better used as a gadget player than trying to be your quarterback, because as he's your quarterback, then you're going to lose him in those gadget plays that you could have him in if Jameis was starting. And honestly, man, Jameis got LASIK, dude, and everybody forgets about that. But that man can now see. He can now see. You don't have to be worried about throwing to defenders. Because the last time he started, he went 33 for 33 on TDs and interceptions. But then he got cut and went to New Orleans. But on his trip to New Orleans, he got LASIK. And that man's a new man. He's fresh. He's new. He's going to lead the league in passing and touchdowns. Like he's going to do it again.
Yeah, I feel like he's been kind of sneaky. I mean, the problem with Jameis Winston, obviously, I think he has the tools. He has the tools to be a starter in the league. But it's just like there's a lot of like dumb mistakes. And you said obviously you brought up him having LASIK, which is like a big problem. It's like, yo, how long you been in the league and now you're getting LASIK, or now you have? I mean, like, were you wearing contacts before or something? So hopefully, I mean, I love to see improvement. And obviously, I like Taysom Hill, but I don't think he's good to have in your back pocket, but he's not a starter in the league. Like you said, he's better to have he's very fast, he's very big, very physical. And him, being a receiver or being on special teams is probably more impactful than him being a quarterback. Like,
did you watch that?
There,
did you watch that game this Monday between Jags and Saints? Yeah, he looks good.
Not,
dude.
obviously, yeah.
He looks.
What did you take away from the game that you saw?
His deep ball looks good. His deep ball looks really good. I mean,
we all know this man has an arm, bro. I really feel like it's his decision making, and I feel like he feels like he needs to always make the big play, which always applies extra pressure on him. Like, calm down, bro. Like, we know you can throw. You got a good arm, but you talked about his touchdown interception ratio. He's always trying to make the big play, and I think that gets him in trouble.
Yeah, he's always trying to throw it down the field. I think, too, like, honestly, being behind, like, Drew Brees and having Sean Payton, and I think you kind of had it when he was at Tampa. I think compared to what he had in Tampa to now what he has in New Orleans, I think it's a little bit more friendlier system to what he needed. And then, I mean, who knows? Maybe that LASIK shit actually did help. Maybe he can see. Maybe he can't fucking see now. And he's like, holy shit. Like, but I think he did play under Bruce Arians on his final year at that time. But Bruce Arians is not necessarily, I mean, he's a great coach, but I don't know if he's necessarily there to fix people like Sean Payton can do. And Sean Payton, if Jameis Winston ends up being like legit for New Orleans and can take them to the playoffs, Sean Payton might be a fucking QB whisperer, like probably the best one in the league if he can fix Jameis Winston from throwing interceptions constantly. Like,
yeah, I think that was the problem with Jameis Winston. It's always like Dr. Jekyll, and Mr. Hyde. Like, it's always like, he has flashes of things, but it's just like sometimes he makes dumb decisions and gives up the ball. It's like, well, he has talent, he has the skill. It's just, can you put it together consistently enough over a season? And,
do you think Taysom leaves after this year because he's got that fucking 4-year voidable all years voidable or some shit like that?
I mean, I think if I was him, I wouldn't leave. Like, the playbook, the staff. I mean, if you're obviously if you're that hungry to play quarterback, because that's where that's his initial position. Sure, maybe I'm angry enough that I want to play somewhere, but like I don't see him starting over some anybody else over the league. I would stay with the team that I'm with. I can still get to play, and even though I'm not playing quarterback, I still get it on the field. I can make tackles, I can make touchdowns, receptions. Like you're still getting play time. Maybe it's not what you want to do, but I would stay with the team if I was with him. Honestly,
I kind of like too that Sean Payton actually like announced it because he needs to start getting first team reps. If he's for sure the better thrower of the football. He's just a more talented quarterback when it comes to that. And he needs to start getting reps now. I mean, maybe like you could have hit it like told him under the table like you're going to be the starter and then hide it week 1. So then like teams, the defense, whoever they're playing week 1, they don't know who to really prepare for because you got really 2 different styles of guys. Like one who's very athletic and can run the football and do all kinds of stuff, and then you have another who just kind of sits back there and is more known for his throwing, not so much like his athletic ability.